We are only hours into phase two, but a good time to check back in with CenterState CEO, President Rob Simpson. Rob, thanks so much for joining us this Friday evening. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Let's not spend time Monday morning quarterback, however we got here. Maybe it wasn't the smoothest, but the fact is that we have started phase two. So what does that mean for our economy? It seems like this is the first really big restart here.
It is. I think so many of the companies in phase one were frankly companies that had been deemed essential. Maybe they weren't operating at full capacity, but they had some experience with what to do to keep their employees safe and to operate their offices or their manufacturing facilities in this unique environment. So many of the businesses that are opening today, as effective 2 o'clock this afternoon in Central New York, are organizations that haven't had to be open, with the exception of restaurants who are getting some additional flexibility. If you're an office worker, businesses are allowed to begin to reopen. Professional services, real estate, so many other major components of our economy. Each one of these businesses is going to have to go through and do a certification process with the state on the state's website. They're going to have to take precautions and have a reopening plan, and they're going to have protocols in place to keep their employees and their customers safe.
Who seems to be opening back up the quickest? Because just because you're in a phase 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, doesn't mean you go back immediately. So who seems to be the quickest to be getting back, and who seems to maybe be hanging back, if you got any kind of read on that right now?
Yeah, I think retail in a lot of respects has been very quick to reopen. I was on the phone very late last night texting with friends of the Rescue Mission who've been eager to open up their thrift shop, their primary source of revenue to support their mission, their operations, and getting those shops reopened. They were prepared to get them open first thing this morning. Obviously, they had to wait a few hours. But I think people that have a physical presence, whose business depends on traffic sort of coming in their door, those folks are very focused on being ready to reopen the first minute they can so they can begin generating revenue. I have heard from a lot of folks who are in what I would call the professional services category. Frankly, that's where CenterState CEO itself would fall. And there are a number of people who aren't rushing back to work right away. They found that their operations are functioning okay in a remote work environment. Maybe it's not ideal, but they are taking every precaution if they can to allow their employees to continue to work remotely. So I think you're right. We will see some difference in how people go about tackling this reopening. But I think overall, this is great news for Central New York. It's great news for employees, particularly those who've been laid off. And we're having a chance now to hopefully get called back to work.
Not that they weren't, especially your staff, weren't working. They just weren't doing it in the office. They were doing it all from home.
Yeah, we talk about it at CenterState CEO. We talk about a return to the workplace. Everyone has been working around the clock, probably more than we've ever had to support our businesses and our not-for-profits here in the community. But returning to the workplace is something different. And I'll tell you, just from surveying our own employees, there is a significant amount of anxiety about what a return to work looks like. What are the regulations that they're going to be forced to do? Are they going to have to wear a mask all the time? Will there be temperature checks? These are the types of things that all of our businesses are having to wrestle through right now. It's one of the reasons why we put together a couple of weeks ago a reopening toolkit, which your viewers can find at CenterStateCEO.com. And it's really designed to be a pretty comprehensive checklist of the questions that employers need to talk about and think through, get their heads around in order to reopen in a safe and quick fashion.
And that, again, to remind people, we've covered it a couple of times, but if people weren't there with us, that is free and open to anybody, not just people who are members of CenterState CEO. It's open to anybody. And the great thing I think about it is that you said you would keep adding to it. So if you sign up for it, you're going to be on an email list that when those new features come out, you get them automatically, right? That's right.
Our goal has been to make this accessible for everyone. At the end of the day, we are one community, and I think we need to and I think we have been, frankly. I think we've been acting like it with neighbors supporting neighbors, and I've been extremely proud of the way that Central New York in particular is reacting. If you sign up on our website at CenterStateCEO.com, you'll automatically get push notifications anytime we update it. For instance, today we added all the new details from New York State with the guidance around what each of our phase 2 businesses need to do to reopen. And those are things that people don't need to go hunting for. They'll show up in your inbox.
Beautiful. CenterState CEO, President Rob Simpson, thanks for joining us on a Friday night. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Okay.